Hi, this is JT Turner of the Woodrow Instrument Company. In this video, I want to talk to you about traveling with your instrument or long-term storage. A lot of people ask me, how do I take care of the Woodrow? Do I need to do anything special with it? For the most part, your Woodrow is good to go, but when I travel with it or when I'm storing it for a long time, I'll take the bridge and I'll lay that down. So if I'm traveling, we'll just take the bridge and we'll just twist it and lay it down. I just turned it and pointed it towards the back of the instrument here at the bottom of the instrument. And what that did is it took some pressure off the top because it loosened the strings up a bit and took some pressure off the neck. But you shouldn't have to worry about your neck. The neck and body of our instrument is all one piece. If the neck ever warps or bows on our instrument, we fix that for free. So that's nice and stable. But it is nice to take some of that pressure off the top. So if you're in really humid, hot weather, if you left it in the back of a car, this will keep it in better shape. Then you can take your bridge once it's down, and some bridges might be a little shorter. There might not be any point in twisting it this side. They're about the same height as they are width. So you're just going to slide your bridge to the back now, and that puts any remaining force in this back section. It will get a little tighter there, but in that back section it's solid underneath. So any remaining pressure on the top is now back here. And that keeps your top in good shape when you travel. Also, someone bumps into it, it's not pushing into the hollow box underneath, it's hitting that section there. So that's a good way to travel. And now when you want to put it back in a position, there should be a little gray line there. And if it isn't a gray line, it's a little divot made from a drill bit. So there should either be a little drill bit mark under there or that gray line. I'm going to try to hold this a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Right there's my gray line. And I'm just going to grab my bridge and slide it back to put it into position. You'll want to put it right on top of that gray line, about the center of your bridge. Now, if you have a hard time twisting it back up like that, well, what you'll do is just slide it further up your instrument towards the neck. And once it's back in this section, you should be able to get a good grip on it. There you go. And we just slide it back down, right on top of the line. There we go. That should be right. So, now if that gray line isn't there or you can't find that divot, that's okay. This is how you determine where the bridge goes. It's really simple. You just go to the 7th fret of your instrument. On most of our instruments, that's the very last position you can play, right there. So it should be 1, 2 large steps, and then a little step, 3 large steps, and then another little step. That'll be the 7th fret there. Some might have a few extra in between, but we want to go 2 big, 1 little, 3 big, 1 little, right there. The distance up to that last fret, or that 7th fret, from the nut, is the same distance as from the 7th fret to the bridge. So if you need to, get a ruler and you can double check that, or you can get a piece of paper or wood if it's long enough and just mark it, then move it down and double check to make sure it's the right length. That way you can adjust the intonation if it's not right, or adjust that distance. So some people say, oh, well, can I move that bridge to get different tunings? And yes, you will get different tunings, but it'll throw off the math. So you do want to make sure that bridge is in the right spot. Now also, if you put a tuner on it and you get that string and tune open and then you go down to that octave higher note, that 7th fret, and play it, and your tuner says it's a little bit sharp, well, that just means it needs to come back a little bit. And if your tuner says it's a little bit flat when you go down here and pick it, that just means it needs to come up a bit. And you can check it that way too. So that way you won't have to take a ruler and all that. You can just check it with the tuner and make sure that when you play an open D and then when you play that D an octave higher, or however it's tuned, whatever that string is, it's hitting this right on, right on the correct pitch. And that's how we adjust the bridge. So this is how I travel with it, and that's how I'll adjust the intonation and make sure that's all lined up just right. Hopefully this has been a help. Really, that's one of the only things you need to do when you're traveling or when you're taking care of it. Otherwise, just try to play with clean hands, oil-free hands, and you're good to go. I hope this was helpful.